Welcome everyone to Growth School. Welcome to Growth School. Great to have you all on board. If you're hearing me and you can see the screen, can you say hi in the comment section as we'll delve in? Tonight you would be learning a lot of things, some things that even um, sometimes there are hidden things that you have not heard before, you have not seen, and this is virtually only where you can get it. So today you're going to be learning how to productize your knowledge. How to productize your knowledge. How do you develop products from your knowledge? Catch pulling digital products from your knowledge, from what you know, and how do you begin to cash out from your knowledge? So I welcome everyone to Growth School. It's always a time of high value, a time of in-depth learning, and a time of transforming moment for you. And I would be saying a lot of things that would be very, very critical to you. And I want you to get your pen and paper, stay away from distraction, and be ready to learn and learn and learn again. Be ready to learn. It's going to really, really, really change your life. I promise you that. So be ready to learn, be ready to execute, be ready to make a difference with your life. Now, who is this class for? It's meant for everyone who is willing to change their world, who is willing to grow their income, and who is willing to grow influence. It does not matter what level you are in. Maybe you don't even have an audience yet. I would show you the secret to use and what are the things to consider from this webinar. I would be showing you what to consider from this webinar. Or probably you are doing some things already trying to sell digital products, but you are finding out that you're confused and you are not getting the best that you should get. I will be helping you know the secret to changing all of that narrative. And I want you to stay to the end, for it would be so, so much value. So do well to invite everyone you think should be here, your friends, your foes, your families, and bring them into this webinar. Productizing your knowledge. Discover the simple secrets for creating cash pooling digital products from your knowledge. From your knowledge. Yes, and it happens here on Growth Hub Africa with Abiodun Mustafa. Who has to be here that is not here? Invite them and tell them to be in this webinar. Invite them and tell them to be in this webinar. Yes, Debbie Chichili, I can see you. Welcome. Welcome to Growth School. All right. Welcome to Growth School. Who else has to be here, but it's not here? All right. So we're delving in. So now we're delving in into the high value, high value. All right. You could see productizing your knowledge, discover the simple secrets for creating cash pulling digital products from your knowledge. And my name is Abiodun Mustafa. Now, what are the things you will be learning from this webinar? You'll be learning, I'll be sharing my personal story. I'll be sharing with you where to begin, where to really, really start. What are the things you should consider while you're starting? What are the things you should look at? And what are the things you should consider? Now, we'll be looking also on where to find the sellable. Where can you identify what to sell? Where can you identify what to begin to generate cash from? And then I will be showing you the quick product creation secrets. What's the secret? What are the quick ways to start creating products in which maybe you have not had anywhere yet, but you would hear in growth school? Then also, how do you begin to estimate the money? How do you estimate the money? We're talking about cash pooling, not just any kind of product, but products, digital products that pulls cash, that gets people to give you their money, to make a transfer to you, to go to your payment site and ensure they get your product. And then what are the next steps? What are the things you should look at? All right. Let me share very briefly my story. I grew up in Lagos. I had my elementary, primaries education, had my secondary education in Lagos. I came to Abeokuta to study my Bachelor of Science degree in computer science, and then master's degree in computer science also. All right. Now, in between the journey of my Bachelor of Science degree and master's degree, I was this person who was so passionate about young people. I remember that while I was in secondary school, I made two different suicide attempts. At a point, I went to the rope line, put my neck there, and was just wishing that I could just take my life. Another instance, I picked up a knife, pointed it to my belly, and I was just willing to take my own life. So I tried two suicide attempts, which eventually I think God was so gracious to me, who did not allow me kill myself. And then I was able to overcome that. And after the period, after my Bachelor's of Science degree, those seasons, I think it was in 2014, we were just during that period, it was not now that you go online, apply for NYC. During those periods, your call-up letter was being sent to your school, and they call you together, you queue up, and then everyone tries to shovel to get their call-up letter on time. And it was so funny, very late at evening that day, the man said, "Oh, welcome, you're going to Zamfara." Zamfara was an absorbed name to me. I did not even know what it was like. In those seasons, you even try to ask the question, is Zamfara a place in Nigeria or also outside Nigeria? And from there, I went on to Zamfara State, and I was just eager beyond just every of my colleague who was willing to finish the service here, get a master's degree, finish the service here, get a job, finish the service here, and do this. I was so intentional about finding my way to life. I was so intentional about knowing why I needed to be on earth. I was so intentional about knowing why I needed to be alive, knowing why I needed to remain on earth. I've been passionate about doing things for youth, passionate about influencing others, passionate about helping people, but I found out that along the line there was something more to all of this, and I became really intentional. I started reading, I started asking a lot of questions in prayer. I started seeking and trying to know what my purpose in life was. And in my process of asking questions, seeking, taking time apart and meet so many other people, as I getting answers, I discovered that my problem was actually an assignment. So my pain was actually an assignment I was supposed to come into, helping people actualize the concept of their personal purposes, helping them understand the concept of fulfilling their purposes, helping them find an essence to life, helping them find a reality to life, and helping them change their life and leave a legacy that matters. And then I went on from that journey of purpose without really knowing how to fulfill it. I started asking questions, studying, observing, volunteering, and doing a lot of things. And that led into an instance where I started holding physical events, moving from one city to the other, called Purpose Hangout, and we're helping a lot of people. Now, I discovered that in my trying to help people, there was a need to get a lot of resources that would be able to make those programs and those events to be beneficial. Maybe you are also in that situation where you're thinking, I'm willing to impact lives, I'm willing to change life, and it looks like a lot of those things have to be done for free. A lot of those things have to be given out. Many times you do events, you organize webinars, you have WhatsApp groups, and it feels like you are not making money. It feels like you are the one giving a lot out of it. Now, this comes to something very crucial that I thought of before this webinar, that if you're willing to start and you want to see to make a lot of money from digital products, I will advise you that you don't just make digital products as your only source of income if you are just starting. Make sure that you have a means by which you are able to also generate cash. Because at that instance, I was working with an organization. It was not interfering with my dreams, and I was using part of those resources to fund my passion, to fund transforming lives, to fund changing lives. So you will see a lot of people who probably you attended with webinars and everything you hear is, oh, you will start getting cash instantly. It does not happen. There is a process to it. A lot of people who make a lot of money from digital products today started out by giving a lot of things for free. They were doing a side hustle. They were committed to something. They were selling their skills. Probably they were at a job, they were getting salary and all of that. And a lot of them got funds from those things to build up their audience, to build their brand, and then they scaled up from there to change their life. That's the same scenario. So Don't get it wrong, if you have attended the webinar and you were told, oh, don't worry, just move on, just start, the money will start flowing. It does not happen that way. Even top thought leaders who have been there for years, many of them did not make millions of dollars instantly. Many of them were working, they were getting salaries and using some of the funds they were getting from their side also to fund their dreams. And that was also the same scenario. Not until I think early 2019, I started learning about digital products. I started creating digital products. And then I found out that the people I was giving my value for free, the people I was giving a lot of things for free, also needed some of those products. And eventually I launched it out and then I started making money. Even sometimes I sleep and people get my products, people try to sign up, get access to my products, and they pay for it. So that is my journey towards it. I've been very passionate, but I never knew about product later on, in which I started making money from it. All right. Now, where do you begin from? Where do you begin from? You may be asking the question that I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to sell. I don't even feel like I have an idea of where the money should come from. Now, number one, you should ask yourself, what do you know? What do you know? What are the things that you have built deep knowledge in over time? What are the things you have learned so much over a period of time? Adedayo Adeoye, I can see you. Welcome, my boss, Mr. Stephen Edward. You're welcome. Emmy Manuel, thank you for joining. Now, what do you know? What are the things you really know? What are the things that when you are woken up at night, you can talk about it, you can speak about it, you can convince people about it, you can use it to change your life? You should ask yourself, what do you know? So you should sit down tonight and write, what do I know? What are the things you know? For example, I know how to teach on concepts around purpose discovery, purpose fulfillment, purpose focusing, purpose monetization, purpose spirituality, purpose relationship. There is an area that I know. I know about purpose. Now, I could also speak about entrepreneurship. I could talk about business. Why? Because I've had the ability to be certified by the German Development Corporation as a trainer and coach. So it's something that I know. I know from the concept of starting up to scaling up. So what are the things that you know? You write it down. What are the things you know? Do you know about relationship management? Do you know about how to build a scalable relationship? Do you know about how to make money? Do you know about forex? What do you know? You should write down all of the things that you know. Number two, what can you do? What are the things you can practically do? What are the things you have built an expertise in? What are the things you could do probably with your hands, with your gift, with your talent, with your experience? What can you do? So you should look critically into the things that you can do, the things you could do. Have you had the ability over time to do things like craft? So what are the things you could do? Number three, what have you experienced? What have you experienced? What has been your experiences in the past? Have you had some measure of experiences of pain in the past whereby you have been able to overcome probably an area whereby you were so pained, you were so hurt, and then you've been able to pass through it over time? Welcome, Olatunde Ogunlana. It's nice to see you here. So what are the past experiences you've had in the past? Those experiences that got you crying, that got you weeping. What are those experiences you've had? Have you had issues of broken relationship, but now you have a successful relationship, an enviable relationship? What are the things that you have experienced? Look at people like Steve Harvey. Look at people like Oprah Winfrey. Look at people like Lisa Nichols. They were able to build a brand, develop products, develop a lot of products. And today they are global brands that are recognized. Why? Because they were willing to share their experiences. They were willing to transform their past experiences into something that can change life, that can transform life. Lisa Nichols got hundred of thousands in dollars to be able to fund her dream. Why? Because she was willing to share her experience. She was willing to transform lives. So what are the things you have experienced? Number four, what have you mastered over time? What are the things you have built mastery in? What are the things you have become an authority at? You should be willing to know them. What are the things you have mastered over time? Have you mastered the ability to speak? Have you mastered the ability to write? Have you mastered the ability to be able to counsel? Have you mastered the ability to be able to build a successful business? Have you mastered the ability to be able to train people? Have you mastered the ability to be able to pass out knowledge? What are the things you have mastered over time? You should sit down tonight and write them out, all right? Number five, what are people hungry for? Look at your immediate environment. Look at the people that come really, really close to you. Look at the people that talk to you. What are the things they are hungry for? What are the questions they ask continually? What are the things they are eager? A lot of people are eager for money. Some are eager for successful relationship. Some young men are eager for knowing how to approach a prospective partner. So what are the things what are they hungry for today? What skill are they seeking for? So you should ask yourself the question. Number 6, what do people fear? What's their greatest fear? People are scared of dying. People are scared of falling sick. People are scared of losing their money. So what do people fear? Those are the places where your product should come from. Number 7, what problems can you solve? What problems today can you solve? You should ask yourself that question. What problem can you solve? When you know the problems you can solve, you look for the places where people need that solution and you're willing to offer the solution. All right. Number 8, what questions are people eager for an answer? What questions are they eager for an answer? A lot of people today are seeking and saying, oh, my relationship, I wish I could get some help. I wish I could get a lot of people assisting me. You should ask yourself the question, what questions are people eager for an answer? All right. Number 9, what is the population that wants what you know? It's not enough to know something. You must know what population needs what you know. What's the population? What's the size of people? Because you serve little group of people who are not willing to pay high to get a particular solution. If it is a little number who wants to pay less, it means you cannot amount wealth from that thing. So you need to do a research and look at it. What's the percentage of people? What's the category? What's the population size of people that need what you know? So the people that need what you know determine who pays for what you have. All right. Number 10, are you willing to join the complainers to address the complaints? World today complains about the things that are happening, but we have limited number of people who are really concerned about addressing the complaints. Don't get so carried away about the complaints. Don't join the complainers. Don't look at people who are complaining and saying, oh, the world is bad, this is not going on well. Look for how to address their complaints. When you address their complaints, they pay you back for the solution you're providing. Now, look at this critically. Where do you find the sellable? Where do you find what is sellable? Where do you begin to get the things that you can sell? There are 2 ways. Number 1 is research. Number 2 is responses. Number 1 is research. Number 2 is responses. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people just think, I saw that person developing a digital product, I must create it also. A lot of people say, oh no, I'm aspired. That person had a lot of followership. A lot of people listen to what. Where do you find what is sellable? You need to produce what is sellable. Except you are giving out that thing for free. If it has to exchange money, you need to do these 2 things. Number 1, research, and then be on the lookout for responses. You need to make a research on what's going, what's the thing getting highest traction, what problem are people most concerned about, and what's the responses that people are giving. So when you're researching, what are the places to go to? You make use of Amazon. On Amazon, you look for what are the most read books. What books are people downloading the most? What books are people seeking for the most? What are individuals buying the most? Number 2, YouTube. What's the most watched videos? What are the things people are always downloading, watching continually? When you do research, you're able to know how much of that thing you are willing to solve are people interested in. Another place to make a research is answerthepublic.com. What questions are people asking the most? When you go to www.answerthepublic.com and then you type that area in which you are willing to solve the problem, you begin to see what questions people are asking. And when you begin to see the questions people are asking, you can turn it into a product. You can turn it into a session online, turn it into a webinar, write it into a book, and you would find out that people are willing to get an answer. Number 4 is Twitter. Number 4 is Twitter. What's the most trending? What's the most trending thing? What are the things people are talking about? Are people talking about relationship the most? Are people talking about money? Are people talking about social media? Are people talking about products? Are people talking about emotion? You need to make a research. What's the most trending? And then lastly, Pinterest. What's the most discussed? What's the most attracted topic on Pinterest? You need to do a research before you go ahead and just develop products. Go ahead and do a research. Go ahead and do a research. A research will build your bailout. A research will make the difference. It will make the difference between those who are just trying and just trying to attempt to do something and look like they are involved. But when you do a real research, you know you're going with a definite clear knowledge, something that you've gotten. You are not trying to test the ground. You understand that there is an hungry crowd. You know there's a starving crowd. So you go ahead and do a research. When you're checking out for responses, number one, you look out for what posts people are eager to respond to on social media. What are the posts that people are always eager to respond to? That's where to get your topics. Maybe somebody posted something and you see series of comments. You need to sit down and know it's an area that interests people. Don't just say you want to sell this because people need it. People would not give you their money for needs. They will give you their money for wants. They will give you their money for wants. People are eager. What I think people are eager to respond to. All right. On the responses, number two, you look out for what concerns people are having. What's the concerns people are having? What are the things people are so concerned about? What are the things they are so interested in? What are the things that looks like a burden to them? When you make a research on social media, you will see a lot of people expressing their pains, expressing their concerns, and they are looking for who can address and solve it. So don't just go around and say, because I'm passionate about this topic, I want to develop a product in it. It may not work. Look for what people want to put their money down for. That's the way to change it. All right. Number three, look out for what complaints people are making. Don't just be in the midst of people who are complaining and say, oh, these things will go on well, this thing won't work out. Look out for what complaints people are making. That is where to find the sellable. That is where to find the sellable. Now, before we talk about creation, the product creation secrets, these are things I want you to look at for. Number one, who are you creating for and what is convenient for them? A lot of people just think, okay, I want to try to create an ebook. But you don't sit down to ask, who are you creating the product for? Who are you creating the product for? Who you are creating the product for determines who pay for it. Welcome, Sheyi Bamboye, Ekunda, your grace, Olushaya. Wow, nice to see you here. Adeoba Sarah, thank you for joining. Awesome to see my people. Yeah, now you should sit down and determine who are you creating for. Are you creating for women? Are you creating for young ladies? Are you creating for married men? Are you creating for the youth? Are you creating for professionals? Are you creating for single mothers? Who are you creating for? When you know who you're creating for, you then determine what is convenient for them. You don't try to create a kind of product, even though you're addressing their problem. You should know what is convenient for them. Are they convenient with ebook? Do you have a larger percentage convenient with a podcast? Do you have a larger percentage convenient with an online course? So it is the people you're creating for determine what you are creating. The people you're creating for, you need to write that down. The people you're creating for will determine what you're creating. The people you're creating for, except you're creating for yourself. If you're creating something that must sell, if you're creating something that will make a difference, if you must create something that will exchange money, you should know who you're creating for. That is what a lot of people call the niche. Who are you creating for? Who are you creating for? Don't just say, because I'm passionate about this thing, I will go ahead and create it because it's convenient for me. It's not about what is convenient for you. It's about what is convenient for the market. It's about what is convenient for the people you are looking out for. It's about what is convenient for the niche. So don't just say, I just want to create a product. I want to be called an author. Leave the era of name. By the time you make a lot of money, the name will come. Yes, it's good, except you're creating it for free. But if you're creating it for a fee, the people you're creating for determine the product you're creating. All right. Number two, the market determines the money. The market determines the money. If your niche has to do with the youths, who majority of them in that market are not the category of the working class. They don't earn income, except you're targeting the influential. That's those who have very influential parents. But what's the percentage? So the market determines the money. So the market you're selling to determines what price you put on your product, determines how much they will pay for that product, determines how much you'll get in return. All right. Number three, you must also consider the effort and value you will put into creating that product. You must determine what's the effort. If I need to create a podcast, how much will it take? If I need to create an ebook, what's the effort that will be what's the effort that will take there? So you should look at it, because the financial revenue you get determines the motivation. All right. It's not enough. Passion is not enough. You need motivation to be able to follow your passion. Number four, would you be willing to stay patiently to follow it through? A lot of people start the process of, oh, I want to write a book, and then they talk about it, post it everywhere, and then in between the way they get tired. So when you're thinking of creating that product, you must think, are you going to be willing to stay through the process? Is it an online course? Think of it, will I stay through the process? Is it an ebook? Will I stay through the process? So you must make up your mind, not just to start, but to finish the process. There are a lot of uncompleted authors. They always start a book they do not finish. A lot of people, they start a book maybe in 2007, till now in 2020 is still not completed. They were eager to start. So ask yourself, would you be willing to stay patiently to follow it through? Now, what are some of the product categories? I want you to pay attention here. Very, very important. If you're getting value, can you just let me know in the comment? Can you type in there, grow, 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 grow? Yeah, type grow. Let me see that you're following. Let me see that you're following. Now, before I go into talking about product category, I want you to pay attention to this and then write it down and keep it. Don't allow mediocre thinkers challenge you to start poorly. Don't allow mediocre thinkers challenge you to start poorly. A lot of people just say, don't worry, just write the book. Don't worry, just go ahead and create the course. Don't worry, just go and start the podcast. Listen, you do not want to start by creating a poor impression. Listen, you do not want to start by creating a poor impression. If you have a lot of audience, you have a lot of following, you have been known, it's not a problem. People can choose to patronize you. But when you are just starting, you must ensure that you start well and start strong. Don't just determine to start. That's a lot of mistakes people make. They are willing to start, but they are not willing to start so strong. So what are the product categories? Premium, low price, average price, and premium. So premium, for everyone who is just starting and you're willing to grow your brand, I would advise that you start with a freemium. Use a freemium to make people hungry for your next products. Not that the first product you're launching, you are telling people 5K. You're telling people, okay, pay 10K. No, you should use a freemium. Have you offered so much value for free? Have you offered a lot of value that have gotten people attention that they will be willing to say, no, this is somebody to listen to? So you use freemium, but in your trying to use a freemium, you must ensure that you are getting something as an exchange. You must ensure that you're getting something in exchange. It could be probably their email address, their phone number, or you are letting them add you up on WhatsApp so they could view your status. I had a friend who did this. She actually developed a free ebook and she told people to come get the ebook, but before they get the ebook, they need to save a number. Why? So that when she posts something on her status, they can see it. When she's posting a paid product, they can see it and they can get it. Why? Because they have tasted the sweetness. That's what somebody like Ubun King called the Malam Suya method. When you go to the mall to buy a suya, it costs a little for you. You eat it. Before you leave, you want to ensure that you are bought. That's the strategy of freemium. But this is it. Disclaimer. The fact that it is free does not mean it needs to be below average. Even though it is free, make it of high quality, make it of high value, make it something that people will desire and they will love, they will dream about, they will call you, they will reach you, thank you, and they are waiting for your next product. All right. The next thing is a low price product. So when you're starting the journey, you start with free, don't stay at free. You move on to low price products, maybe 1,000 naira to about 10,000 naira. So have a low price product, average price product, probably a product from 10K to say probably about 50,000. Have a premium product, all right, whereby you have high charges in which you put in there. And the kind of people who are willing to pay there are people who really have the resources. And some of these levels determine how people gain access to you. Not everyone at the premium will get your low price product. Not everyone at the low price product will get your average size product. Not everyone at the average size product will get your premium. So it determines how people gain access to you. And this is what a lot of thought leaders use. This is something a lot of thought leaders use. A lot, many thought leaders, internationally, nationally, continentally, regionally, do a measure. This is something that they use. All right. What are the ways to productify your knowledge even as a newbie? If you are just starting, these are things to look at. I would really want to advise a lot of people. You are always present. They invite you on WhatsApp group classes and you're always there. You're always appearing. You appear on the flyer. You're always involved. I want to advise you. This is a strategy. This is a strategy you need to use. You can become a multi-published author using this strategy. The fact that when you are invited to probably a WhatsApp session or a Telegram session, I advise you to do your write-up in a format. Do your write-up in a format before going to those classes. By the time you go into those classes, make sure you have developed the content appearing like a book. Even some of those WhatsApp classes, you see people, they don't even pay you. They don't even get to pay you. Sometimes it's good. It's a good way to start. It's a good way to carry on. You're not paid for WhatsApp classes. So what do? You put in those contents, look at the engagement. Are people interested? What's the feedback? What are things people are getting? Go on from that WhatsApp classes and utilize the content as long as it's something you're seeing that people are eager to know about. Transform it into a product like an ebook. Transform it into a product like an audiobook. Transform it into a product like a podcast. Transform it into a product like a webinar that people may eventually pay for. Imagine all of the contents you have actually shared on those WhatsApp classes and they were not turned into any product and you made nothing out of them. Yes, people will just come back and say, thank you very much, I'm grateful. At the end of the day, turn it to a product and tell them to buy. That's to really show that you're valuable, all right? If people are willing to put down their resources to get your product, then you're valuable. Then they are able to perceive your value, all right? So what are some of the products you can see, even though you're just starting? One is an ebook in a written form or in an audio version. Now, this is a strategy, and an ebook in a written form or in an audio version. This is a strategy to look out for. Sometimes when you have developed that ebook, maybe you sold them for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. There are a lot of ebooks that even go for as high as 4,000 naira. Ebooks, yes, ebooks, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Now, this is what you do when you begin to make money from it. This is the secret. When you begin to make money from that ebook, it's not for you to spend and just say you want to survive on it. Utilize that same money. Make sure you have an expanded version of that ebook. Do a printed version and sell and sell and sell. All right. Number two, podcast. Look at going into a podcast. People love to listen. Some people say they don't love to read. Well, that's their opinion, but you cannot do without reading if you really want to grow. So you can also go into a podcast, let people listen, give them value consistently, 30 days, 40 days. At some point, tell them you want to have an audio session, live audio session, and make it paid. Another thing is a webinar, just like I'm doing. This is so much value. If I want to turn it into a paid class, I can do so, all right? Do a webinar, all right? You could also do a master class. Do a master class. It could be on WhatsApp, on Telegram. Invite people. Give them the free. While you're doing the free, do it for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. Another period, eat them with your paid product, all right? Now, as you keep growing, now the previous one we talked about for newbies. Now, when you keep growing, these are other things you could make money from as you go. Public speaking. People invite you, come and talk, even now virtually. And yes, you will still be paid to come and speak virtually, all right? Virtually, public speaking, group coaching. I've made money from this. From group coaching, I've made money from one-on-one coaching. I just completed one this week. One-on-one coaching, consulting. People would come out to you, tell you, we want you to consult for us. We want you to do this for us. We want you to help this group of our people. So they consult you. But you need to know that it starts from here. If you don't develop a product that creates reputation and makes people know you, there is no way you will move to this. All right. Now, this is the deal. This is the deal. Ask yourself now. Today is the 9th of July, 2020. Ask yourself the question: how much do you want to make from digital products? Not leaving your job. How much do you want to make from digital product? For example, you say you want to make 50,000 naira from digital product. Ask yourself the question: do you have a 1,000 naira product that can serve 100 people? No, yeah, 50,000. Do you have a 1,000 naira product that can serve 50 people? Do you have a 500 naira product that can serve 100 people? All right. So you do the estimate. When you know the numbers, there's a way it challenges you to go. There's a way it challenges you to move. There's a way it quickens strategy. But a lot of people don't even clarify how much you want to make. You must estimate your money. It's what somebody, a dear friend used to say, that you should do your money mathematics, all right? Set your money goals. How much do you want to make from digital products? How much are you willing to get out of it? Then you know how many you need to make, the number of people you need to reach in order to get the money, all right? Setting your money goal. Setting your money goal is the way to start determining how much you will make. Yes, if you are getting value, can I see in the comment section? Now you've learned so much. These are the next steps. These are the things to look out for. Number one, how to sell your digital product. It's not enough to create digital products. You must determine how to sell them. You must determine how to sell your digital products. Number two, you must look for how to automate your sales process by yourself, so you can earn even while you sleep. People don't need to call you, please send your account number, I want to get your product. No, you need to automate the process. So even when you're sleeping, people are still buying. It happens, yes. I've seen it happen. Even sometimes when I had a master class where people don't need to reach me to add them to the group. They simply pay, instantly they are funneled into the group. So you must learn how to automate your sales process. Number three, how do you develop rich content without stress? Some of us, our problem is content, and there's a saying that content is king. Content is king. So you must develop rich content without stress. Content that people are so much willing to lick their screen and say, wow, I love this. So how do you develop rich content? There's a structure to that. Number four, how to get a sellable title for your ebook, for your books, ebooks. How do you create a sellable title? The title of your book is key. When people see the title of your book, do they love it? All right. There's a strategy. You must learn how to do it. Number five, what's the step-by-step process for writing a profitable book? Now, listen, not how to write a book, how to write a profitable book. And what's the step-by-step procedure? Not just a crash process, a step-by-step procedure. Lastly, you need to know how to save and increase what you earn from digital products. A lot of people make money from digital products, but they lose it easily. So you must learn how do you save the money and how do you increase it. So I have a solution for you. I want you to come get the product creation and automation bundle. This is it. So this is what I'm offering you: productizing your knowledge, an ebook I did on how do you productize your knowledge, valued at 3,000 naira. Become a profitable author. It has an ebook and a workbook valued at 5K. All right, valued at 5,000 naira. iProduct money management secrets. Come and learn how do you manage your iProduct money. How do you manage your iProduct money? Valued at 2,000. All right, another one, how do you turn letters to cash? There's an ebook for that I'm offering you. How do you turn letters to cash? Valued at 4,000 naira. Now, I would also be having a 30 minutes one-on-one coaching call on how do you clarify your message and create the best product. And this is going for the first 5 people who get this bundle. Just the first 5 people. That's valued at 10,000, and this alone is valued at 24,000 naira. And that's not all. Hold on, I've got more for you. That's not all. My bonuses, I'm going to be giving you, I'll be having a live class for the first 5 people also. This bonus is for the first 5 people. How to grow your mailing list for free. How do you grow your mailing list using free pages? You don't need to pay to grow your mailing list. All right. Number 2, how do you create a compelling landing page? I'll be teaching you for free, even if you don't have a website. How do you create a landing page in which people give you their email addresses, give you their phone numbers, give you their names in order to get your free product, and then you can upsell. You can upsell to them and cross-sell to them. All right. Lastly, I would also give you my ebook, documented step-by-step process on how to automate your information product sales. I'm going to be giving you that ebook. I did a class on it. It was a paid class. I will give you the exact process. This bonus alone is 25,000 naira. Now, what's the total value? The main offer, 24,000 naira. Bonuses 25,000. Bonuses worth 25,000. The total value is 49,000 naira. But hold on, look at this. Look at what I'm doing for you because you are watching this and because you are a member of Growth Hub Africa. See what I'm offering you. I'm offering you this for just 5,000 naira. But if you can pay as soon as possible, if you can pay before 2 a.m., you get it for 4,000 naira. Now, how do you get it? How do you get it? Simply go to bit.ly/pyk bundle. bit.ly/pyk bundle. You can get it now. So I want you to take action. Samuel Oluwatomi, welcome. So I want you to get this now. It's not going to be available forever, just for some moments. So get it on time because it will be going back to 5,000 naira by 2:01 a.m. by 2:01 a.m. All right. So quickly go there now. bit.ly/pyk bundle. That's productizing your knowledge bundle. bit.ly/pyk bundle. Get access now. Now. Right. Thank you. I hope you got value from the class. If you have questions for me, please drop them in the comment section and I will answer them. Drop them in the comment section and I will answer them. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking time to be in Growth School tonight. It's awesome. I know if you'll be watching this afternoon, possibly you may not be so lucky to find the bundle at 4,000. All right. So if you have questions, please drop in the comment section now. All right. Let me hear your questions. All right. If there are no questions, counsel that do not miss this offer. It's not going to be available forever. So let me go over it again. Productizing Your Knowledge ebook, Becoming a Profitable Author, the ebook and workbook, iProduct Money Management Secrets ebook, Turning Letters to Cash, a 30 minutes one-on-one coaching call for the first 5 people. All right. The bonuses: how to grow your mailing list. I would have a live class with those who would get this bundle. How to create a compelling landing page, a sweet landing page that would make people love you, and a documented step-by-step process on how to automate your iProduct sales using free sites. You will get all of that. Total value 49,000 naira. But if you take action, fast action takers, you can get it at 4,000. All right. Thank you very much for being on this webinar. Thank you for being in this webinar. All right, till I come your way again, I would leave this video as a replay so people can go on, watch it again and again, learn from it, and use all the value. Use all the value. Remember, it's not what you learn that changes your life, but what you do with what you learn. It's not what you learn that changes your life, but what you do with what you learn. All right, thank you. Till I come your way again in the next webinar, next week, some other time. Thank you. Stay blessed and bye-bye. I remain Abiodun Mustafa. Bye.